So, all right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Dalles Chamber of Community Affairs. Today, our guest is Grace Wesson. She is the Air Quality and Food Systems Coordinator with Oregon State and Extension Office, and she's done amazing things. And some of the work you'll remember was definitely right before and after some of our fires. They were doing some great work on smoke and air quality and letting people know resources, filters, and all those different things that businesses could do to be better prepared for what we had outside our doors. So she's back today with some updates and what's going on in that department. But first, we're going to introduce ourselves around the screen so that she knows who's here. She already knows a couple of you, but that's okay. And so we're going to start first with Dave Peters.
Good morning, Grace, everybody. Dave Peters, Columbia Cascade Housing, Mid-Columbia Housing Authority. We do over 700 vouchers from HUD in the area, and that's about $750,000 of checks that goes out every month to the landlords. We also are working on some projects with Columbia Cascade Housing, 130 units in Rand Road, off of Rand Road in Hood River, and we're just kind of getting underway on one where it used to be DeHart's Market here in the Dalles off Chattanooga Loop. So we're working on, and other projects are in the works too. There's going to be a lot of, well, hopefully a lot more affordable apartments in the gorge starting fairly soon. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. Brian?
Brian Tuck, retired, OSU.
Put that little plug in there, didn't you? Scott?
Good morning, everyone. Scott McKay. I am a community liaison for Circles of Care, and Circles of Care connects older adults who may need friendly visits, transportation, grocery pickup, that type of periodic support, and we connect them with volunteers. And as Grayson knows, we're always looking for volunteers. So thank you.
Thank you. Corliss?
Good morning, everyone. This is Corliss Marsh, and I'm with Habitat for Humanity and the library and the senior center and the college foundation. And big event this Saturday night is a concert, Irish concert at St. Peter's Landmark that Victor puts on. And we have some surprise guests. Some of us went to Ireland with Victor last year, and our bus driver and guide's coming. So we're having a party tomorrow night, and then the concert is Saturday night.
Fun!
So, yeah. And I'm going to go off screen. I had cataract surgery yesterday, so I have this mask on, so I'm going to go off screen.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you. You take care of yourself.
All right.
All right, Tanya?
Tanya Brumley with Northwest Natural. It's good to see Corliss. I just want to encourage her not to jump around when she's at the concert with that new cataract surgery.
There we go. All right, I think we got everybody on the screen. I don't have anybody extra popping in. So Grace, I'm going to let you take over and I will watch the screen for you if there's any questions, because I know when you share, it's a little difficult to see everybody. So I'll watch that for you and the chat, and then I will let you just take this away, girl.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share here. So this may look familiar to some of you. I came and presented about this time last year at the Dalles Chamber of Commerce Community Affairs meeting, but I'm kind of just here to update you all and also just remind everyone about some preparedness tips and some thoughts about that because we're kind of in our blue sky season with wildfire season coming up. So I guess I'm going to start by introducing Extension and the things that we do, and then I'll go a little bit more into our work around smoke and wildfires and public health. So first of all, you may know us with our office up on the community college campus, but we have lots of different programs that just support the needs of the community. Our main mission is just bringing research-based knowledge and university resources to the community and working with everyone. So we have 4-H, Juntos and Open Campus, which helps students get access to college education, master gardeners, agricultural support, tree fruit, horticulture, and family and community health, of which I am part. And as Scott was saying, we do some disaster preparedness. We do nutrition education in schools, strong people classes, information on healthy homes, and more. And so I linked our website here. If you ever just want to come visit us at the college campus, you can do that too. Or we have our contact information on that website as well. So without further ado, part of our work on family and community health is promoting healthy behaviors around wildfire smoke and protecting people. Here in the gorge, it's really a year-round concern. Obviously, what's most apparent during the summer is our wildfire smoke, but we also have outdoor burning, prescribed burns, which are necessary for forest management, agricultural burning, and then some pollution and home heating, which can get trapped low to the ground when we have cold weather in the winter. We have funky geography, so I'm sure you'll know. And this is kind of the only, I guess, scary slide that I'll show, but smoky air can cause or worsen a lot of different conditions, particularly for people who already have conditions of the heart or the lungs. So there's also some headaches, mental health issues, cognitive issues. There's the irritation that we all feel when we're outside during a smoky day. And then issues with the lungs. So I don't want to linger on this too long because I believe that it's a lot more useful to talk about what we can do. But just letting you know what to watch for. And this is kind of my sciencey technical slides, but air quality index is what's used to communicate to the public about the smoke and pollution that's in the air. And this is what you'll see when you go on an air quality map, ranging from green, which is a really good day to be outside, to yellow, orange, and red, which we get often yellow and orange during the winter when we have pollution and agricultural burning, and then red through maroon and even beyond during wildfire season here. And one thing that I wanted to highlight is that they use this language sensitive groups, which is people with pre-existing conditions, older adults, infants and children. Our lungs are actually still developing through age 20 or 21. So that encompasses a larger group than you would think. Pregnant people and outdoor workers. And when you actually look at it, that's around 60 to 70% of a population. So really, it's all of us who should be looking at taking extra precautions and preparing ourselves when things get into this orange category and when it looks a little more smoky outside. Tanya, I see you have your hand up.
Yeah, thanks, Grace. Just a question for you.
Yeah.
We deal with our industry, with our guys working outside a lot in the air quality, but I'm curious, how long has this been, like this type of mapping system been about? I just remember as a kid when St. Helens blew, we were running outside playing in the ash because it was like snow.
Yeah.
And I don't recall growing up until I actually started working for this industry about air quality. So I'm just curious how long that's been tracked as a public health matter.
Yeah, that's a good question. This is like an EPA mapping tool. I don't exactly know the history of it, but I will say that like I grew up in Southern California where we had wildfire season and it was kind of the same for us. Like we would get school closures, but we would be like, oh, the sky's orange, you know. It makes my lungs hurt, but I'll go outside anyway. 'Cause I feel like it just wasn't as publicized back then. Um I think a lot of the reason that maybe it's more apparent these days is because we're getting like, you know, wildfire seasons more frequently here in Oregon and around the United States. Um, I don't know. So I'll have to look into that though. I don't exactly know the history, but it's a good question. Yeah. And let's see, I can also link, you know, the EPA's list on this if that helps too, because it is very interesting, very like sciencey and numerical. So if you like to geek out on numbers, it's helpful.
Thanks, Grace.
Yeah, it's a good question. So yeah, I mean, when we have even those lower levels of like pollution and burning in the winter are still something to look out for, especially if you already have pre-existing conditions. And we'll go over later how to check the air quality. and just to show you that we do get, you know, an increasing number of some of these unhealthy days as the years go on, especially during the summer. But I don't want to linger on that too long. I'd rather focus on what we can do and ways that we can work with each other and with our communities to be prepared. Yay! So as you can see, I love clip art. So I wanted to show you guys our kind of steps to help the gorge with smoky air. First, we're expanding air quality monitoring. We're doing lots of outreach in the community. Case in point, me being here right now. And then some work on mitigation, which is a lot of it's done by our amazing community partners. And for this presentation, I'm mostly going to focus on these first two. So monitoring, when we went over that kind of rainbow chart earlier showing green, which is a really good day to be outside, orange, which is where you should maybe be more careful, and then those red days where you really need to take extra precautions. That is a metric that you can check through air quality monitors in the gorge to see what it is in different areas. And when it is smoky outside, so you can check air quality monitors at smokereadygorge.org. I wrote the copy for the website, so please feel free to scroll and let me know if it needs any edits. Staying indoors, shutting windows and doors, creating cleaner indoor air, which we'll go over more too. And then if you must be outside, a well-fitted N95 mask may help. If you have permission from a doctor, because that might not be the best fit for everyone. So to check the air quality, you can go to smokereadygorge.org, and I'll type this link in the chat really quick if you guys are like me and like to browse and listen at the same time. But yep, if you go here, you can see, you'll scroll down a little bit and you'll see a map with these purple air monitors. I took this screen cap a few days ago, and as you can see, it's all green, which is a really good day. Sometimes in the winter, you'll see a bunch of these dots being yellow or orange or even red, and those are signs that you might want to limit some of your outdoor exercise, take extra precautions, and so on. And in the past year, since I last gave this presentation, we now have new air quality monitors in K through 12 schools throughout Wasco County. Thanks to our amazing school district partners, we worked with South Wasco County School District and Dufur School District and North Wasco County School District. And now each school has an indoor air quality monitor and an outdoor air quality monitor. So you'll be able to look on the map and see lots of different locations. And hopefully that helps school districts make decisions.
Grace, were you able to get any on the reservation?
We wanted to work with Celilo Village, so that's hopefully a further direction. I think with the Confederated Tribes of Warm Springs Reservation, it can be difficult to work through like the OSU system and their system.
Oh, gotcha.
Some of those monitors on the map are community air quality monitors, so there may already be some there, but yeah. Further directions, extremely important, and one kind of like harrowing fact about that is the DEQ does like, you know, super validated, super rigorous monitors at like less sites than that community air quality monitoring map that I showed, but their the air quality at the Confederated Tribes of Warm Springs Reservation during the 2020 wildfires was in the 1000s. And if you saw that chart earlier, the upper limit was 300. And so there are huge issues with air quality there. And I think it's important work at any of these places, but yeah, particularly important there. I definitely agree. My supervisor has been doing presentations with the Confederated Tribes of Warm Springs Extension from time to time on air quality. They have their own extension office, so yep. But it's a good question because I think it creates a dip too in the topography, which can kind of trap some of that bad air quality. You may have seen one of these there were 19 of these displays around the county, South Wasco County, around the Dalles, and around Hood River. But this is just showing people how to create clean indoor air inside. There's some absolutely free things that you can do, just closing your windows and doors. And then there's some things that are of a moderate cost, like you can make this handy dandy DIY air filter. And what this is just a classic 20 by 20 box fan with a MERV 13 furnace filter on the back. And those are easiest to find online. Unfortunately, Scott, I remember last year we had a conversation where we were looking for places that people could go buy these in person. And I checked the stock at every store I could think of in the gorge, and there were only a few. So that's why we try to get the word out early so people can find them a little bit easier if they want to. But we also do raffle off some of those filters each year at preparedness events and whatnot. Okay, this is such a dense slide, so I'll go through it. But some free things that you can do: keep windows and doors closed. And I know that this can probably be a little costly, but sealing the places where air leaks in can be pretty handy. It's important to filter your air when it is smoky outside, when we're getting to those higher AQI numbers, like orange and red and maroon even. If you have HVAC, you'll want to install the highest rate MERV filter that your system can handle, but it's important to check that with a specialist. And it's difficult to recommend for people to get their HVAC system upgraded because I know that that is just so costly, but that is probably, that's one of the big things that can really help. But if there is not the resources for that, there's also alternatives. Attaching that MERV 13 furnace filter to a 20 by 20 box fan, the total cost for a setup like that is $40 to $50, which is, that's still a chunk of change, but it's not quite the same cost as getting that HVAC system upgraded. You'll want to set any of these fans or filters to recirculate to avoid taking in more of that smoky air from outside. And then you don't want to create more dust by vacuuming, burning candles, using wood burning stoves, or using tobacco. Even if you're cooking something really greasy and dusty, if you monitor the air while that's going on, you'll see that you get a higher and higher air quality index number. Like, oh, okay, well, no grilling indoors. But if possible, it can also really help to get an indoor air quality monitor. This can be one of those things that can help you to see the results of your work and knowing what's working and what's not working and how you can make adjustments in the future. But anyway, these are just kind of our tips for like businesses and homeowners. And I would love, I think I have a slide next of future directions, or maybe I don't. One of our future directions that I would love to go into is doing more indoor air quality workshops around the community, potentially with businesses and potentially with homes. So I would love to float that idea by you all. And in the meantime, that's about it. We have more information about creating the box fan filters too. And we have so many handouts. So if any of you guys want handouts, stickers, magnets, I'm really big on swag and I love stickers. I feel like I was born to be like an elementary school teacher, just the way I love stickers. So anyway, yeah, I guess I'll kind of open it up for questions. I really appreciated your questions, Tanya. These discussions are really important, especially as this becomes kind of a, yearly occurrence during wildfire season.
Well, I think OSU was at our Get Ready event and has been the last several years, which is in September, the emergency preparedness event. And I believe you guys had a box fan on display there, if I recall. There was a lot of different vendors, but one thing comes to mind as you're talking about this. I feel like this would be a really good connection for like Ace Hardware, being that they're locally owned and they can locally source, to kind of do a kit, or Jared does a lot of different community events at his store. This might be a really cool collaboration for people if you guys are promoting it, that and I shouldn't speak for Jared, but he's so community minded, that it would be a great resource where if you wanted to know where to buy a kit, if they were able to promote and put together like a little package deal for folks, especially during the summer, and helping folks to better prepare and buy it local.
Yeah, that's a fantastic idea. Actually, we do an evaluation of our Join the Fan Club display every year, and some of our community partners were like, what if you had, coupons for people to buy that? So, if you happen to have a contact, I would really love that.
I know Lisa has
Yeah.
Jared's contact. I used to have it,
Yeah.
but
I've
yeah,
got
Jared.
it. Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
great.
get it to you, Grace.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Ace in the Dalles. I go there to look at the
Yes.
chicks every year. And it's almost that season again. But
So
yeah,
yeah,
I love the get ready event.
we have a few hardware stores that could all do that, because we've got the Tumalum also, and that they all have filters. And just a note, when we had the really bad fires down by Multnomah Falls, my son and I did the box fans with the filters before it was cool. So
Mhm.
we had at least 5 of them, because we have an old building, it doesn't seal, and then plus we're the visitor center, so people were coming in the door and out a lot, so we would just get whooshed with the smoke. So we had
Mhm.
filters all over. I think we bought a box of them from Jared at the time, and just had them all taped and running all day long, just so it can help. And you would be surprised how much filtration it actually did. After a week, they were tented all the way through the whole filter. So it does work. It does make a difference, and it does help, especially if you have those good. We were using the same ones that go in our furnace. And so, yeah, it does make a difference. But yeah, we had them all over our office, just so that we could keep the quality in the office down, to a minimum. So it works. But I'll get you
Yeah.
Jared's information. I'll also get you Tumalum, because that's another one that we could work
Thank
with.
you.
That's a regional store. So, and they're trying to do more community minded also.
Yeah, I would love that. And thank you for vouching for the box fan filters. I just ordered mine for this year, because I also live in an older house, and I'm like, okay, probably nice, while you're spending time in your room or whatnot, to just, keep your lungs a little more clear.
Yeah.
Every little bit helps.
So I have another comment. Since you like to do swag, has OSU, and I'm in the parade at Cherry Fest, so I really don't ever know who's in the parade, but I feel like there's a really good target market of all ethnicities and age groups and so forth at the parade, like to share your smokereadygorge.org and some of your ideas. The parade might be a really fun resource to be able to hand out some of your swag and get some of your messaging out, and both, especially if you have it in Spanish and English. That's what we try to do. But I find that's a really good place for our 811 call before you dig. And it's springtime, so it's before the fire season. So just throwing that out there as another suggestion.
Yeah, we tabled at the community fair last year, but I feel like the parade would be even more fun.
Good
And that way I can
exercise.
get like a fun costume. Last time I wanted to go as a giant cherry, but I couldn't source a costume in time, so I made a cherry cowboy hat, which is like
You should
okay,
go
but
you should go as a big box fan.
a big box fan, easy.
You could put the
Probably
fan in front of
better.
you and a filter behind you.
Yeah.
And
Oh
she
yeah,
could
I
have,
could
you could have
tape
the
it.
OSU beaver there too.
I know. Yeah, there you go. So Grace, I'm adding you to my list to send the parade application to as soon as we have it out on digital. And then I
Sounds
will make
good.
sure that I get you the hardware stores that may carry those filters.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Making
Well, and
myself notes.
I also have a contact info on the next slide. And we have coasters for businesses. So if anyone is like, wanting some additional swag, we had so much swag made of this. It's really fun. Okay. Any other questions, thoughts, discussions?
Grace, you mentioned indoor air quality monitor. I just quickly went on Amazon and there's quite a few. Is there anything, suggestions of what to look for when you're considering purchasing an indoor air quality monitor?
Yeah, there's quite a range of cost and ease of use and effectiveness. As Extension, we can't really like recommend a specific brand, but I'll say that the air quality monitoring project that we're working on with schools right now, we got them all indoor, outdoor, and then these little handheld monitors. And the handheld ones are 40 something dollars from the brand Top, and we've had pretty good success with them. Um, and it's pretty nice because you can just pretty immediately see you know, the results of your work. Lauren actually has one here in her office, and she said that on smoky days she set up the air filter, and you know, as she turns it on, seeing the air quality index go down, so it's healthier to breathe. So yeah, there's quite a range is what I'll say. We've used Purple Air and then Top for both of those.
What type of air quality does it monitor? I mean, not that familiar. O2, I mean, ozone, or
Yeah.
see,
These ones, the Purple Air ones, monitor a few different types. We use them for PM 2.5, which is one of the main harmful components of smoke. And I didn't include this slide because I was like, I don't want to get too into the weeds. But now that you asked, I can totally geek out. PM 2.5 are the really, really, really small particles. If you actually like take out a strand of hair and look at it, 40 of them fit around the circumference of like a little strand of hair. And so those are harmful because they can get deeper into the lungs, which is why we need that finer filter to be able to filter them out. So that's what a lot of these air quality monitors are looking at, is those really small particles. Sometimes they use them also as a proxy for other things. I hope that's helpful.
thank you, Grace.
Grace, I had a question. This is Dave. We have a Healthy Homes grant that we're going to be doing about $700,000 of repairs in various ways to homes in the gorge. And one of the main components was air quality. So I was wondering if we could get kind of a sheet from you on what to look for, what filters we might require, if not the standard one, or you know, just kind of, if I know there's a lot of rating systems for the efficiency of them, but I don't think I've ever seen them necessarily for the quality of the filtration part of that. And then Tanya, I'll probably be talking to you later also about what to look for you know, your better both energy efficient and air quality type. I know a lot of it's just gonna be the filter, but I assume there's some other things that can also be added. So I'll be talking to maybe both of you about some sheets of information for that.
Yeah, Dave, it can be quite complicated with like what HVAC system people have, but the best comprehensive resource which I can get over to you is the ASHRAE guidelines. I think here's the official title: Guidelines for Protecting Building Occupants in Commercial Spaces, or something like that. But they have a lot of the nitty-gritty information on HVAC systems and filters and all the little things to consider, which could be helpful. So do you have a good contact email, Dave?
I do. It's like 24 characters long, so maybe if you can just
okay.
contact Lisa, she can forward it on to you.
Okay,
Thanks.
great. Perfect. Thank you, Dave. Great. Any
I'm
other
doing that
thoughts?
right now.
Yay! Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it.
I have a list of contacts for you already.
Yay! All right. Any other thoughts? Oh, also Tanya, I linked the kind of introductory article that the EPA has for the air quality index. I don't know if they'll have more history information somewhere on this page, but yeah, important to know. I think we should all know where our numbers come from.
Thanks.
Okay, Grayson, one, I think it's a little bit off the topic a little bit, but
That's okay.
the about industrial pollution, air quality, and I mean that was a big issue back in the days of Northwest Aluminum, but nowadays we have Google, and every morning I see all the I'm assuming it's water vapor out of the buildings there at Google, and could just from our information, is that the case? Because I tell you, it looks like you got a couple fires, except for it's all white with the steam that comes out. I'm assuming it's all steam. Am I correct with that, or do you know?
I feel like I can't speak with authority on that. That's more like Oregon DEQ's territory, looking at people's um emissions. And I will say that our monitors capture PM 2.5, which is just like a certain size of particle, and there's some things that they don't capture. So yeah, I couldn't say with authority, but I do know, those are awfully big looking plumes, so I hear you. But I wish I could say with authority, what they are. They might do some kind of fence line monitoring. That's pretty common with um, companies like that. So yeah, I know that that's not the most helpful answer. I wish I could say yes or no.
Well, thank you, Grayson.
Okay, I have a long email for you already.
Yay, thank you. I love long emails.
I've got phone numbers and emails for you. So yes.
Great.
And then as soon as we have the parade online, I will get you that link so that we can have fun, different things in the parade. I think that's a great idea, Tanya. Thank you. I think we need a beaver with a box fan. So
Yep, I'll throw Murph 13 filters into the crowd.
they can make good frisbees.
Yeah.
So, and I will say, I'm going to put a note in here for you that, I think we have some either rack cards or brochures. I'm not sure what you brought down to us before, but we always could use swag to give to people, especially where the people are coming into our office and asking questions, and we can help give them that information. Just one more piece of information of taking care of themselves. We're always looking for, so we can do that. And then same with you, Tanya. I know we have a little bit for Northwest Natural down there, but if there's some stuff that's for people that helps, protects, promotes that quality of life, definitely have it in our office. We do get a lot of visitors in there asking all kinds of questions. So
Yay. I'll bring some of our swag next time.
there you go. All right, Scott, did you have another question?
Well, just one more question for Grayson again. Could you remind us how we were fortunate enough to have you come to the gorge, how that came about, and how long you are hoping to stay at OSU Extension, because I believe you're a tremendous asset for the gorge, and
thank you,
it'd be nice
Scott.
but I know you, but could you kind of talk about that a little bit of that history?
Yeah, I'm an AmeriCorps member through the RARE program. Actually, Lisa had a RARE last year for the Chamber of Commerce, my friend Anne. So I'm on my second term of service, which is going to end in mid-August. So after that, I'll be looking for probably like local public health and nonprofit jobs. So who knows? I'll have to go where a job will take me. But I just love the gorge. If I do have to leave, it'll be so hard.
We hope you stay in the gorge. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Gee.
Any other questions or any other notes you would like to leave us with or thoughts, Grace?
Yeah, I have our contact information up here. This QR code goes to our handy dandy smokereadygorge.org website, but please stay in touch. Tell your friends. And then, yeah, we've got some steps there for staying healthy and safe during smoke. So please check us out and don't be a stranger.
No, we won't. We'll get you out there. I'll send you an application for the community fair too.
Yay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good spot to be in the middle of Cherry Fest. So, but if we do not have any more questions, I want to be respectful and actually maybe give you a little bit of time because that's not a rare that's a rare thing is time. So just know that there's a lot going on in our community already starting. And so just check out the community calendar on the DallesChamber.com. There is more stuff than I think you can do in your time that you have. So just be watching that, and then we'll be doing updates because this is almost March, and then Cherry Festival is around the corner. Craziness. Someone goes, yeah, 9 weeks. And I was like, just be quiet. So yes, it's crazy how it's around the corner. And then we will be doing that. And then just be watching the emails. We've restructured those a little bit. So Mondays are definitely only going to our chamber members. We try to, if we find out there's grant opportunities, we put it in there first before we put it out to the public so that our members can have that access and a little bit of a head start. And then Wednesday, of course, is the e-blast that goes out to all of our list. And that is where our chamber members can put in information, but only our chamber members. So just be watching your emails for different things happening. We're trying to find grants wherever we can and put the information in there so you guys can at least have an opportunity to apply and bring more dollars to our community through your organization and your efforts and projects. So, is there anything else we need to have for the good of the order that I'm missing besides another cup of coffee? So, if not, you guys have an amazing day and we will see you next week, if not before, and have a great weekend.